Hey everybody, it's Glenn back with another Clash Royale analysis video. We got the NoTilt League going on strong. Day 3. Let's look at this one. This was between Ion Gaming and S2 Gaming. Ismaael versus Paradox. And Paradox is already starting off with a skeleton barrel. Ismaael answers that with a baby dragon. Some damage, but nothing really significant. This was a game, as we're going to see, about elixir management and deciding whether it's worth it to save a tower that's really on low health. So Paradox comes in with an Inferno Dragon, and this Inferno Dragon's positioning is going to be really key here. While that's going on, we got a miner at the top, and this Dark Prince comes in over here at the top, then meets the miner, meets the Spirit Goblins, and does not get to the tower. But we have to look at this positioning here because I thought that was really interesting as we're going to see this tornado take out these guys here. I thought the Dark Prince positioning was really key in how that sequence was played. So the Dark Prince does not get played right where the miner is. It doesn't try to squeeze in so the miner then has to deal with this Dark Prince. It gets played in the back. Not even really within dash range where it would start to rev up. It was just kind of played in the back here away from the miner. And I thought it really didn't mean anything. At first I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, he's just going to take out the miner and then there we go. But there's a couple things that I thought were very key about that. The first is perhaps this Dark Prince is going to finish off this miner as this cage breaks free, and then the goblin comes out, and then we have two what would be probably speedy troops going to the tower. The other thing is this Inferno Dragon has not crossed the bridge yet, so you don't want to put this Dark Prince in a position where it loses its shield and then has to meet this Inferno Dragon, and then it's gone before it even does anything over here. By keeping its shield, it's still in phase 1 of its status, as we're going to replay here. So while this Inferno Dragon's finishing off this Ice Whiz, this Dark Prince is still healthy, and then it meets the Inferno Dragon, still in phase 1 of its health. Then the shield breaks off, and then it's done. Now, imagine if the shield had already been broken off by the Inferno Dragon. It never even gets to this point where these Spirit Goblins are. So then, those Spirit Goblins are now in a push position with this Inferno Dragon. It may not be something, but we do have the Skeleton Barrel that just dropped. But it's pretty significant because now we have this goblin that's by itself. Meanwhile, the Inferno Dragon never crossed the bridge until like right there, and then the Skeleton Barrel went with it, did some damage. We have to look at that again. I thought that was really interesting by Ismaael. Yes, playing the tornado in that position was really ideal. I mean, that Inferno Dragon was going to be alive for pretty much forever if nothing happened. It was just so unfortunate that the Skeleton Barrel was just so fast, it sped ahead of the Inferno Dragon when the tornado hit. So now it's in front. The princess is going to go after the Skeleton Barrel and not the Inferno Dragon. That allows the Inferno Dragon to play against this baby dragon here. And so it doesn't take out the baby dragon, but you imagine you would want that baby dragon to be pretty healthy, you know, going into whatever push may come over here. We don't know what Ismaael's 7th and 8th cards are, but we are going to see it in just a second because that really changed the whole game. I think it would have been really ideal to have this baby dragon at full health because then you have more options to come down to the tower and do something here. That didn't happen, and now we have a push on the left. I think this was ideal because Paradox saw that Inferno Dragon go after the baby dragon, so he knew it wasn't going to be at full health coming down here. So this was a really good test to see, well, and also you don't want this gang over here to be touched by this baby dragon. So there were a couple of keys here that allow Paradox to play Goblin Gang here, which he does with Bats and Miner, and this is a really good push. Cage has to come in to stop everybody, but it really doesn't. Ice Wizard comes down, and that's a really good healthy on the tower. But by the way, on the right side, we also have a Skeleton Barrel that just got put down and does something really, really dangerous to that left-hand tower. We got to look at that again. So this Skeleton Barrel. Now, I think what was supposed to happen was the Skeleton Barrel was supposed to meet this baby dragon, although there wasn't enough elixir to make that happen. So it was just kind of like, okay, you spend all your resources to stop everything on the left side by putting down Cage. Let's see what you're going to do on the right side with this empty Skeleton Barrel that comes down, and you have nothing to stop it. And it goes from 1589 all the way down to 249. There's one more part to this I thought was really interesting, because I was thinking about all the sequences and cards that were in play. What about Tornado? And you see that there's 4 elixir for Ismaael at this point. So why did he not play Tornado? Well, we have to rewind this all the way back to the beginning. Not the beginning, but we have to understand exactly what happened with Tornado. Why didn't he play Tornado in that situation where, that could have saved him a lot of health on that tower? So he played Tornado right at this moment right here. So it takes 4 cards to come back. So he's already played 2 at this point with Barbarian Barrel and Baby Dragon. He has to play Cage to stop this push, or else this tower's down. So that's 3. And now he plays Ice Wizard to stop this push from being really, really, really deadly. So that's his 4th card. Now he has Tornado back in his hand. The only problem is he has 0 elixir. He had to spend the last elixir he had to stop this push on the left side from being too deadly. And we all know when you don't have elixir to play defense in this game, things can turn really bad. So by the time he does have elixir, it's right here. And now you have to make the decision of, is it worth it to play that elixir now, or do you just accept your fate and let it go? And it turns out Ismaael decided to let it go. We go all the way down to 249. So we have this break in action, and I thought this next sequence was really interesting. We're going to see Paradox. He just plays Spear Goblins, and this was kind of a test by Paradox. He said, okay, it's 249. These Spear Goblins can take down this tower if left alone. So it's up to Ismaael to say, okay, I'll let you have the tower, or I have enough for the next 128 to stop what you're doing. Because there is a giant snowball, and we also don't know what the 8th card is in Paradox's hand. So it could be poison, although I think that's very likely given Barrel Miner and Bats Miner. But it could be poison. It could be another spell card that can easily take down the tower. So it's kind of a what would you do if you were in Ismaael's situation right here? Would you let the tower go, or would you decide to defend it with all you have and just hope that that last card in Paradox's hand is not a spell card that would just make all your defense moments moot? So in this situation, Ismaael decides to let it go. And we're going to see why. So Ismael's saying, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get a tower. And he's going to do it with Golem. Paradox comes back with an Inferno Dragon. As we saw, an Inferno Dragon was really key in the beginning of this game. And in this position right here, we have a baby dragon that's kind of a little bit far back. And we're going to see why. Because you can see Mega Knight right here doesn't go, goes after the Golem. This baby dragon now goes after the Mega Knight and not the Inferno Dragon. And so that Golem gets evaporated and it doesn't even get to the tower. Unbelievable. This baby dragon gets taken care of. And now we got a potential 3-counter position right here. Although this Dark Prince comes in, gets stopped by Miner. They try another Golem. And look at those bats. Those bats, I mean, it doesn't look like anything huge, but this bat play was pretty amazing. So these bats come in and obviously have to stop the Dark Prince from doing major damage on the tower. But these bats come in, and look where everybody is focused on. They're focused on this Mega Knight right here, this Ice Wiz, the Princess Tower, and the King Tower are all attacking the Mega Knight. That allows these bats to do some damage to the Golem. And Miner comes in, does some attacks as well. Now, the idea would be, okay, where else would you play Baby Dragon? That probably is the ideal position to play Baby Dragon anyway, as we saw in the other Golem deploy earlier, where it looked like Baby Dragon was played a little too far back. And that allowed the Mega Knight to come in. Baby Dragon couldn't help Golem all the way, especially with that Inferno Dragon just having a fun time on the Golem. I think this is still the ideal position, but he had to play. I mean, it was just, it just looked unfortunate. It looked like I had to play this move. So he plays it, and now can Ismaael get the push he needs? Brings in lightning, and nope, the Inferno Dragon just stops the Golem again with help from all of his friends, and that pretty much is the game. So there were a couple of really key points, I think, in this game where Paradox took advantage. He knew what kind of elixir count Ismaael had, and the Inferno Dragon play was just so good in the situation were needed. When the Golem was deployed in the beginning, when he was playing Ice Wizard, I thought the Inferno Dragon was the MVP of this game. And he only played it 3 times. So you think of all the 3 moments in this game where we saw Paradox play Inferno Dragon. In the beginning, where it didn't cross the bridge until the tornado played it. Then it met the Golem and just absolutely took care of it easily. And then in the end, when the second Golem push happened. So look at the stats here. It was a pretty much even matchup if you look at all of the times these two card sets have been played. For the most part, 7 out of 8. It's almost 50-50. If you go 6 out of 8, it's almost 50-50 as well. I thought it was a really great sense of awareness by Paradox to know what to do and deploy the Inferno Dragon in times when it was really needed. And just understanding Ismaael's elixir count and going for the attack when he knew he could. So it's a really great game by Paradox. I'm going to end the video right here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button wherever you're watching this. Be sure to hit the subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.